Stefano Pioli has worked absolute wonders at AC Milan since his time being a manager there. He has won the Serie A title and last year got them back into the Champions League. They've made some fantastic signings already in this transfer window, signing Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Christian Pulisic, Luca Romero, and today we're going to be remaking his 4-2-3-1 tactics. We're going to get right into things then with a few highlights from the tactic itself. We're starting off in the Champions League final where a high press system and Olivier Giroud intercepting the pass gets us a 1-0 victory against Real Madrid. You can see from the match stats, it was a fairly even game against a fantastic Real Madrid side, which is exactly what we wanted to see. In the Italian Cup as well, we got all the way to the final to be knocked out by Napoli in a 1-0 loss. Again, a very even game, played very, very well. 4-2-3-1 systems do very good on this year's game, especially with this AC Milan club. But how do we do in the Serie A is all what you are wondering. They won it 2 years ago. We've brought the trophy back home to Milan. 93 points. 8 points clear of Napoli in second place. A very, very good season. And one man that had an unbelievable year this season was Olivier Giroud. Now, the guy is 38 years old, is going to retire at the end of this season, but you can see 46 goals and 5 assists in 35 games. He absolutely loves this formation in this game. With a centre forward on attack, he is fantastic. They've got some great heading, great pace, great stats, great attributes as well in terms of heading, etc. Average rating wise, he absolutely smashed it on a 7.92. Rafael was in second place for 7.54. Again, fantastic player. He made that left wing spot unbelievable for Rafael. Ismail Benessa with 18 assists. Christian Pulisic as well, playing as the number 10 in this brand new AC Milan style of play. Very, very good. Very impressed by how he managed to adapt to life in the Serie A. 8 goals and 20 assists. 7 and 18 in the Serie A alone is very, very impressive after his move from Chelsea in real life. And in terms of the data hub, things were very strong as well. 2.87 goals per game, just 0.84 conceded per game. And I want to show you guys a few more highlights as well. So let me pick out a few games from the season and show you some absolute dominant display from the 4-2-3-1. Well, today is a 5-1 victory against Ajax. An absolutely dominant display where Rafael on the right-hand side right here does score a goal of classic FM. A little bit of a deflection goes into the bottom corner. This is in the Champions League semi-final. You can see Rafael cause an absolute mayhem down that left-hand side. A ball in from Luca Romero, falls into Olivier Giroud, and the goalkeeper makes a mistake. But with that 19 heading, he's going to put it into the back of the net. Here we see Ajax on the ball, trying to build out from the back, and Balotore with a good interception. They managed to win the ball back, and Tadic is going to think the goalkeeper to make it 2-1 and maybe get a little bit nervous, but we are going to show some dominance. And Olivier Giroud with the ball, moving into the channels, tries to cross it in to Pulisic. Loftus-Cheek finds Giroud again, ball to the back stick, and Rafael is there to poke it home to make it 3-1 in this one. A corner ball, Pulisic whipped into the front post, and Olivier Giroud again is going to score with that wonderful head of his. And another goal here with Balotore at left back, going to control it, do a great ball over the top to Rafael, who's going to get on the end of it, and he's going to finish it to make this one 5-1. I've got one other game I want to show you as well. It's a 5-0 victory against Brianza in the Serie A to show you just a few more goals and a few more plays with this system. So again, not against a team that's fantastic, but we certainly were today. And Luca Romero finding a ball into Rafael Leao makes it 1-0 in just 27 minutes. We're going to see another corner. Pulisic into Benessa, who just managed to get around his man there and tidy finish it away into the bottom corner. A penalty from Theo Hernandez to make it 3-0. And the fourth goal is going to come from the right-hand side. Balotore trying to get a cross in, it being intercepted, but we're going to press him in, and Yassin Nadli's going to find Luca Romero with an absolute screamer into the bottom corner for 4-0 in 75 minutes, and we're going to finish off with a Balotore throw-in to Charles de Ketelaere, to Balotore, a back post cross, and Luca Romero was there again for 5-0. And stats-wise in this game were absolutely dominant. 71% possession, 3.68 XG, 21 goals to their 4, which is extremely, extremely impressive. And if we head into the detailed stats in the series as well, we scored 109 goals, kept 58 possession of the ball, and 32 goals conceded all season. We had the most shots, we had the fewest shots against, and most importantly, we had the most goals per game. And the tactic itself, like I said, is a 4-2-3-1 system. And for this simulation, I locked in Loftus-Cheek, Luca Romero, and Christian Pulisic because I wanted to see how the new signings got on here at Milan. We're going to start off in the goal though with a sweeper keeper on attack with no further instructions. That is obviously Mike Maignan, fantastic goalkeeper and a great at building up from the back as well. Right back is a fullback on support, David Calabria. Take fewer risks and tackle harder, more of your traditional right back compared to your left back, a complete wing back on attack. This is Theo Hernandez in his absolute element. He's going to be bombing on down that left hand side, creating absolute mayhem, getting into the box, scoring goals, assisting, and I mean, he was absolutely fantastic this season. 2 ball-playing defenders on defend. There's one on the left-hand side has got stay wider. Nothing on the right-hand side. The left-hand side stay wider is purely to just try and cover off Theo Hernandez being absolutely mental, because that position is extremely attacking, and that left side of centre-back should hopefully help out with covering you defensively. A ball midfielder on defend on the left-hand side, that was Ismail Benessa. Again, hopefully going to help cover off sort of Theo Hernandez and his wild adventures into the box. On the right hand side is a box-to-box midfielder on support. Now this was run wide with the ball and tackle harder. This one's sort of a little bit of a, not a guess, but an educated guess, because Tonali we had when we did this as a deep line playmaker. Now, Loftus-Cheek I see much more as a progressive number 8, and next to Ismail Benessa, next to him, who's going to be getting in, combative, winning the ball. He can find Loftus-Cheek and he can make them forward runs into the box, supporting the front 4. And starting off on the right-hand side is Luca Romero. Inverted winger on attack, cross from deep, sit narrower and tackle harder. That was Alexis Salamakers as a winger on support previously, but going into the 23-24 season, it looks like Luca Romero is going to get that right wing spot. Left hand side, Rafael Leão. What more do we need to say about him? He is fantastic. Inside forward on attack, sit narrower and tackle harder. He is going to score you a hell of a lot of goals. And an attacking midfielder on support in the cam role with Christian Pulisic, will take more risks, roam from position, move into channels and tackle harder. Again, I think that really demonstrates how well Christian Pulisic will fit into this AC Milan side, and I think it really suits what he is going to be putting in to this AC Milan side. And the complete forward on attack up front with pass it shorter and tackle harder. Now, we do have corner tactics also implemented. These are always downloadable in all of my tactics, and I make it so the strikers there, it just happens to be that Olivier Giroud is just absolutely ridiculous at scoring headers. But I mean, you saw from the highlights there was 2 corners, I think, a few headed goals from the crosses coming in, but that's just how the tactic plays. And I think, you know, Giroud is a fantastic striker, but we're going to show you some results of others as well that also do just as well. But I imagine if you stick in a Karim Benzema, you might do even better. In terms of the actual team instructions, it is set to a positive mentality, shorter passing, passing it into space, running the defence and be more expressive. I think is absolutely pivotal for this AC Milan side, especially now with the new look, free and behind Giroud with Luca Romero, Pulisic and Rafael, 3 very expansive players, very good on the ball, very good at dribbling, very good at taking a man on. I think the 3 of them is going to be exciting to watch AC Milan next season. Overlap down the left because of Theo Hernandez and his marauding runs down the left hand side, and a higher tempo all the way to the right on the max. In transition, we're taking short kicks, distributing just to the centre backs, countering and counter pressing, and out of possession it's a high press system, triggering the press much more often and preventing the short goalkeeper distribution. Again, I think that's key. You saw that in the Champions League final. Olivier Giroud getting in the half spaces, interrupting play, and does put the ball in the back of the net. We have got some further tests as well to show you this tactic doesn't just work with AC Milan. It also works in Serie B and an underdog side here in Italy. The underdog side we're going to be using in the Serie A is going to be Fiorentina, a team with such fantastic history and a team that Pioli, I believe, managed previously in his career. So we chose these to step up to the plate. We ended up finishing 2nd in the Serie A, predicted to come down in 7th place. You can see not a fantastic finish to the season, but a very decent first season for Fiorentina, getting them back into Champions League football. Champions League wise, we were sadly knocked out in the round of 16. In the Italian Cup, we were semi-finaled by Roma, but a very good season. And like I said, with Olivier Giroud was fantastic. Someone like Luka Jovic is also absolutely awesome in this system. He's got 15 heading, 12 jumping reach, so maybe doesn't quite link into the corners quite so much, but still, that complete forward play, he is fantastic at it. And the results as well from everyone else were also brilliant. 15 assists from Cristiano Bragagi down the left-hand side, using that Theo Hernandez role. 7 assists from Barak, 4 assists, but 11 goals from Jonathan Icone as well, proving absolute work. And the data hub, again, very strong, 1.95 goals per game, conceding just 1.13. And actually in the Serie A, in total in the stats, we were 2nd in goals, scoring 74, 6th on goals conceded with 43. Again, because that very attacking left back side, your left centre back has to be really strong. And obviously at an underdog side like Fiorentina, that is a little bit more difficult to do. 52% possession, still dominating games is fantastic to see. And most importantly, in terms of points per game, we finished at 2nd, which is fantastic. But we also went into Serie B with Parma and decided to try and win the league here as well. Parma predicted to come down in 3rd position. position, so outside favourites for it, and we ended up winning the league on 77 points, getting all the way to the quarter-final of the Italian Cup as well, where we lost to AC Milan, and we actually lost 3-1 as well. So, but very, very good. You know, you can see there, Roberto Iglesias was second on the goals scored, and in the Serie B, we actually didn't have a top goal scorer, so it probably shows that we actually managed to progress the tactic much more rather than having an out-and-out goal scorer. Roberto Iglesias with 21 goals and 5 assists, 10 and 9 from Dennis the Man. Adrian Bernabe is a fantastic young talent as well, putting in absolute numbers with 9 and 8 from central midfield. But very, very good again in this team. Very similar to AC Milan, where outside favourites to win the league. 2.08 goals scored per game, 1 goal conceded per game. Again, is very, very impressive. I hope you guys have enjoyed this tactic video. It's Stefano Pioli 4231. It's been your boy Ken B. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you next time.